Hi guys, and welcome back to Film Live at IBC 2014. Back at NAB, AJA made a fantastic announcement that they were moving into the camera market with the beautiful CION. I had a brief opportunity to get my hands on it and have a bit of a play about with it, and it looks like it's going to be a fantastic camera when it comes out. So here we are at IBC to talk to Andy to get a bit more detail about this camera. Hi Andy, how are you doing?
Hello, very well thank you. Well, a little tired but maintaining.
No worries, almost there, another day. So what can you tell us about the AJA camera? It certainly looks fantastic.
Thank you very much. Your comments are very gratefully received. Thank you. The process to design CION started around 5 years ago. So for us, this was looking at the market and realizing there was the rise of the DSLR, the box camera, and the infrastructure therein, when for almost 100 years we progressed towards a point where we could just put cameras on our shoulder. The subjective viewpoint of the world is very, very important. That's where that camera puts us at eye level with our subjects. So we felt we wanted to create a camera which was ergonomic and lightweight, that combined contemporary production method with production method which is round the corner as well. So, i.e. fit with HD now and 4K later. So we think we've done that with CION. It's very, very lightweight, it is ergonomic, and we do cope with all formats from HD all the way up to 4K. The nice thing with AJA is that we are some 21 years old. We have what I would consider to be a very good reputation in the industry for producing high quality products which are very, very hard-wearing, reliable, with unrivaled warranty and service. This all feeds into this camera. We're known for conversion, so this camera is able to, even if you're working in 4K, give you an output in HD. That's part of our conversion technology. We defined external encoding for ProRes. We're the first company to do so. This camera is built in and around ProRes encoding internally. So we draw in from the KeyPro, the FS range, the converters. This involves a number of different components that we already source and are well versed in. So it felt like we just needed something to catch the light. We had everything else. We've dealt with everybody else's signals all these years. It seemed appropriate or the right time to start that development, but it's been a very careful and considered process that's taken 5 years.
Yeah. So it's quite a long time to develop the camera, and this is the results that we've got.
And a long time to keep a secret as well.
Certainly, yeah. How did you manage to do that in 5 years?
I have no idea. In the year I was working on it, I really felt that I would let slip at some point at something, or you're always very worried about that. Literally, nobody knew. Anyone worked under NDA, continue to do so as they should have done. So.
Maybe you should pass some tips over to Apple, and they seem to be struggling.
Yes, I think they've had problems, haven't they, bless them? But no, they're good partners of ours, and whatever we shared with them, they kept it under wraps.
Well, I'm glad they managed to keep something under wraps. So, give us just a bit of an overview of the features of the camera. Then,
sure,
what do we have here?
Yeah. So the camera, in essence, covers 4K, UHD, 2K, and HD. So that way, we're able to cope with every type of format, be that DCI 4K for cinema, you have the full frame that you need, or whether it's UHD, which is very important for TV. Take the UHD framing and convert to HD. So that's a core of the camera itself. We're a PL mount system. Now the PL mount means we believe you need the best glass you can get. That would be PL mount for 4K. There's lots of different glass available. So our friends at Wooden Camera and MTF make alternate mounts. That's one of them. So we can use different glass on the camera. So it's not a done deal. We ship it with PL, but you can put on it whatever you prefer.
So for example, we've got the B4 mount here, which turns it into more of an ENG type camera?
Well, this one's the G mount for Nikon, but it's very similar. Yeah, that would turn it into an ENG camera. This is so you can use your Nikon G or F mount glass. Obviously Canon EF is one of the most popular glasses out there. That does need to be powered if you wish to change your aperture. So there's an active version that MTF make as well as a passive one. The passive one we've used with the new Canon City Primes, or the recent Canon City Primes. So where you've got aperture control. So lots of flexibility, 4 screws, you can swap it out in less than a minute. If you do that, of course, you may need to alter your back focus. We have mechanical back focus adjustments, so we've included that. CION really, we think, incorporates lots of features that we've had for a long time that people started to slowly strip away over the years for whatever reason. We brought the tape hook back as well. So in the modern parlance of marketing, we call it a sensor plane post. Everyone knows it's a tape hook, and I say if you don't know what it is, you're not going to miss it, but this will give you super accurate measurements for focal lengths and so on. We are ProRes, as we said, through and through, and always have been. This is a ProRes 444 recording camera. So we have a 12-bit analog to digital pathway, which means we get this really nice fidelity images. And that's 4K as well, all the way down to HD. If you work in HD, we'll sample the full frame of the sensor and scale it. As I said, we're known for scaling technology. We do that in hardware internally. It's not a crop. So you get a really nice image, even if you're only working in HD, much like, say, Sony's F5 would be another example.
Okay, well that's quite unique compared to other cameras if it's scaling rather than cropping, because the crop factor can get a bit ridiculous.
Retain your focal length.
Yeah. So what's the media that this records to?
The media that we use in ours is our pack media. So this is, if you're familiar with the Key Pro Quad, that fits directly into that. So this media is ruggedly housed as the first thing. These are not going to bust on set. We have a multi-insertion rated connector, so this is some 10,000 plus, way more than the active lifespan of the drive itself. So the SSDs are not proprietary. We buy standard SSDs which are fitted in this sleeve. However, we do buy the most reliable possible. The whole thing with SSD media is being able to fill up with a consistent data rate from empty all the way to full. That's very difficult, but we warranty the performance. And at the moment, this would give you 4 times the storage of an equivalent CFast card at the same price. So we think that's really nice. We have a dock you can buy, which is Thunderbolt and USB 3, meaning you can transfer files quickly and easily. And using something like Final Cut 10 or Premiere, we can actually edit quick turnaround stuff even in 444 4K, because if it's fast enough to record it, we can play it back.
So what kind of capacities do you have with that, and how much recording time do you have at 4K 444?
Right, we have a 256 and a 512. So 512 gig will give you somewhere in the region of 45 minutes, ProRes 444 4K up to 30 frames a second, which should be enough, we think. You know, I don't remember having film that lasted that long, and it's more akin to having a nice HD cam tape. So I think that's more than useful. Think about HD, times it by 4.
Well, that sounds like a nice compromise between quality and compression.
And fast turnaround if you're the DIT for exchanging the data and putting it back in camera. Critically, we can format in camera and away from the camera and interchange the media.
Okay. Fantastic. So I think the question that everybody's going to have is, when can we get our hands on this camera?
When? I know, a very good question. Now, at NAB, we aim to bring this into the summer by the US calendar, which is, of course, the one that we'll observe. Gives us a little bit more leeway. It is likely we won't be shipping during that US calendar period known as summer. We're saying soon at the moment. I can't be pinned down on anything closer than that, but just to give you some background to it, we know if you're happy with the image quality now, and we'd urge your viewers to have a look at the video we released. It's available on our website. It's a Vimeo-based encode, so it's 1080p from a 4K master. It's ungraded. It shows you what the camera is capable of. When you look at that image, if you're happy with that, we will have an image quality which is better than that. We'll have a tweak on the dynamic range. There are things that we've done recently that we know are worth the wait. It's slightly painful, but I think it will be worth the wait when it gets there.
I don't think there's any new camera manufactured that's not had some sort of delay in the process. I think it's important to get it right before it goes out.
Absolutely. We don't want to give you a beta product. That's not the way we work with anything else that we do. The idea is to give you a fully functioning product that creates a beautiful moving image that's engaging, that's lifelike and vibrant, doesn't feel cold or sterile. But everything I've seen, and hopefully everything that you can see of the footage we have out there now, shows it's very filmic in quality, has a cinematic style. The correct word in the digital world is noise. Feels more like grain. It's a pleasant feel to the screen and adds a real character to it. We think people are going to want to shoot with CION because it has this character. We'll always want to add more features. Just going back briefly to the media, we have bandwidth issues here. It simply cannot perform above a certain bandwidth. As more and more bandwidth is available to us in more consistent media, we'll hopefully give you better frame rates. That will always be a free upgrade. We've never given you any firmware update that we charge for. They're always free, and we try to keep working on ways to add value to the gear that we sell you, but in the first instance it comes as a fully formed, functioning, fully correct product.
There you are, the CION. I'm very excited about this camera, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. If you want to see the footage that's out there at the moment, we'll put a link on the screen just now. And if you have any more questions or want to find out more or have questions to put to AJA in the future, please do let us know in the comments below or on Facebook and Twitter. As always, we're going to head back out to the show. See you soon.